Games. May the odds be ever in your favor. Hey guys! It is Book Review Friday, or was supposed to. It's Book Review Friday right now. And as the title says, I'm talking about The Hunger Games by Suzanne Collins. I did this makeup look and realized it's not from book one. It's from this one. Oh well. Yes, I am one of the last people in the world to pick up The Hunger Games. The hype was really big. It came at a time where I really didn't want to read anything like it. Dystopian sounded like the last thing I wanted to read. Tumblr won me over. If you saw my last month's wrap-up, I'll link it down in the doobly-doo. I gave this a 4 out of 5 stars. Yes, this is a terrible copy. It's a library edition. Ignore the terrible condition. I actually really liked it. Let's talk about what I like. The world is jacked up, but actually kind of believable. One of the things that I really didn't like was I wasn't certain I could get into it. And there are a lot of flaws with this book. Let's not pretend that this is the perfect, wonderful story everyone talks about. There are a lot of flaws, and don't even get me started on Mockingjay and the mess that is. That is a hot mess of a book. In this one, I really liked it. Katniss was phenomenal. I loved her. I loved her strength, what she did throughout the novel, and yeah, she's stupid. She's a really dumb protagonist, but I really enjoyed Katniss, and that was like the #1 thing that I liked about this series. Not Mockingjay. We'll get into that when I get to Mockingjay in 3 weeks. I really enjoyed it. I liked Katniss. Prim was adorable. Gale was intriguing, but I'd heard things about Gale that wasn't entirely true, so I've always kind of like had a grudge against Gale going in. I loved Peeta. What a sweet cinnamon roll of a character. OMG. He's like Alphonse back here from Fullmetal Alchemist by Hiromu Arakawa. That kind of sweet, that kind of a good character. I loved Haymitch. I really enjoyed this book. The prose was very blah. Katniss is a nitwit. She even states the only thinks about food, which is believable. But she's really kind of dumb. The people of the Capitol, I wasn't too fond of them. They felt so fake. There were a lot of characters that felt two-dimensional and not fleshed out. I really think that if Suzanne Collins hadn't gotten tired of the world so quickly, we would have had a more fleshed out story. There would have been more development. Now, I kind of wanted to talk about the movie here. I think this movie trumps the book a bit, because there are things in the book that are kind of like where there are whole scenes that just smooth things out. Like the scene where Haymitch got Katniss the medicine that she needed, the Capitol, and seeing inside Snow's head and inside Seneca Kane and his storyline, so good. Seeing the president's granddaughter and getting to meet her and stuff, so good. I really enjoyed the Hunger Games movie. I liked it a lot. I liked it even better than the book. And I think this is one of the greatest book to movie adaptations I've seen so far. This and Catching Fire, which I'll get to next week. So this gets a 4.5 out of 5 stars. This is a 4 out of 5 stars. Let's talk about individual scenes. Katniss shooting at the guys that are supposed to be evaluating her. That was hilarious. That was really well done. And how she did it in here in the bow. She does the mocking type of bow. Perfect. Oh, good. Oh, goodness. I don't like that they made Katniss white in this when she is more race that is part black. She's actually part black. Like my friend actually said, no, this is what Suzanne Collins said, and my best friend, LA Knight, she's half black, and she's basically, Katniss is supposed to be biracial pretty much. So her being white, while I love Jennifer Lawrence, she's white. Nothing really moved me that much. Rue's death, I've always heard all these things. Rue's death, so sad. Well, I knew about it. I was reading at work. And the spear entered Rue's body, and then the phone rang, and I had to take a call at my job. So I never even got to like emotionally experience it. The house phone rang during the scene, I think, during when we were watching it. It's like, and I'm like, I've never really experienced it. It didn't really move me. I didn't tear up or anything. I didn't get choked up. It was well done. It was well done for what it was. It's just, I never even got a chance to try to be like... One of the best scenes, the rebellion. Scene after Rue's death, when we cut to District 11 and them rioting and stuff, which is not in the book at all. We have no clue that that happened. There's no literary text that that's even a thing until Catching Fire. We don't know that. golly, that was so cool. And it was like heartwarming. That moved me. Rue's death, not so much. Got interrupted a million times, but that, I was like, oh my gosh, this is so cool. Loved it, loved it. Oh, so much better than the book. I've seen a couple of cool quotes posted online from the book. Nothing stuck out to me. Okay, there is one thing I had to talk about. Stupid scene from the book that the movie made epic. The mutt wolves. Bipedal, cartoon-like things popped into my head. I mean, it was like I was looking at Wile E. Coyote. I mean, it's so stupid. Most of my friends, they read it when this came out. 2008, yeah. So they read it in like 2008, 2009, maybe 2011. And it's 2015, y'all, and I finally picked it up. But because I watched it with my mother. My mother and my two best friends were there and we were talking about it. And so they were like, I don't think that was in the book. I'm like, yeah, it was. I was able to remind the people around me of how the story went. And then the wolves were so good in this, and they just, I thought Wile E. Coyote. I mean, it was so bad. It was so cartoony and not believable. The hornets were creepier in the book than in the movie. I imagined them like this big and like scary. Like the bees in The Hobbit, Desolation of Smaug. I saw that like hornet evil, I'm gonna kill you style, while they did the deaths really well in this. The Tracker Jackers were creepier in the book. Oh my gosh, the cornucopia scene, so great. And this is just Katniss running for the bag, pretty much. But cool, moving, powerful, how you're only hearing Katniss's heartbeat. Amazing. Amazing. The cave, much better done in the book than in the movie. There was much more romance, and Katniss was starting to fall in love with this guy, and she didn't really understand it because it was all fake and stuff, and I liked that we got to see that battle. This felt more like, well, at least in book 1, it felt like a real love triangle. It's trying too hard in the other books, I felt. A scene that doesn't exist in the book but is in the movie that I really, really like is Cato, right at the end. Instead, he's just fighting Katniss and Peeta towards the end and the cornucopia, but wow, it is so good. So yeah, this definitely trumps the book. Do I think it lived up to the hype? No. No, it didn't. This is not amazing. This is not life-changing. This is not game-changing to me. It is short, it is fast-paced, the prose is not well-written. Katniss is a dumb protagonist. While it is true that she is reactive versus proactive, which most kids her age, 16, are reactive and not proactive so much, 16 is about when you start to get proactive. That was intriguing, but not like phenomenal. I've discussed with my dad a lot. He's like, okay, writer, tell me about why is the Hunger Games so popular? And I'm like, it's partially because of Katniss. It is Katniss. And that we get to see a world that is very similar to things like in the dictatorships of the world, where you don't even have to break the rules that much and they'll torture you and they'll kill your family and stuff. But yeah, is it like phenomenal? No, it does not live up to the hype at all. Not even close. But this book is definitely my favorite. It doesn't have my favorite storyline. My favorite storyline is definitely Catching Fire. But this is the best of them. They only get worse as the books go on, which is a little sad. In fact, I am the only one out of my 3 friends who actually read the trilogy to the end. Raven has given up, and my girl Megan, she wants to continue, but she is not very far. We watched Catching Fire, she had a hard time because she's like, I don't know this. She hadn't read very far because it was so boring. So all in all, do I recommend this book of the series? Yes, I do. It is quite well done. I will link down below my Goodreads review of it. The movie I definitely recommend to people because this is better than the book. It is so good. This is such an amazing movie and it was so well done. Alright, thank you guys so much for watching. Please give this video a thumbs up if you enjoyed it. Subscribe to see more. Keep on trying to get these book reviews out on Friday. Good luck with your reading and your book to movie watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye! Hunger Games by Suzanne. The Hunger Games. Haymitch talking. I have all kinds of stuff all over my face. This makeup look was not easy. It was like one mistake from being just a hot mess on my face. So I use like 50 bazillion different products. to make it look good. While I love, what's her name? I lost it. Jennifer Lawrence. I'm saying lots of ums because I'm trying to think. I'm just trying to film this. While there is a hair on my nose. That's about it. I've probably said like 8 things 20 times. Okay, that's it. I'm done. I can take all this off. Yay!